look, you see how quick you picked up on what was going on in the relationship, even though that's the title and it lets you know what it is, but in a split second you already know. And they said it specifically. Her man did not want her to dance. So we know that's what it is, right? But it could have been, you know, her man is very controlling, which he is. So if he can do that, just walk into a room and she stopped dancing, it tells you a whole lot of things. Number one, they discussed this before, or they had an argument about it before. And the bad part is that he walked in, she's so controlled, she just stopped. He didn't even miss a step. He walked in and she just jumped down. So in essence, she really can't complain. I'm not saying that she's going to put the video up or whatever. This could be a skit, but it indicates some things by what you see. Like, he's in control, and he walked in, and he has her shook, and she just stopped. But this is an indication on the dynamics of the total relationship, because when you're a controlling man and you have this woman controlled like that, it's not just in that one aspect. There's a whole lot of other things. In the way he walked in the room, it wasn't even loving. He just walked in like a robot, you know, and she just switched up real quick, you know, and that's, he threw a look. That was a threat. You know, I mean, if this was a skit, they well executed it, but this is stuff that happens in real life. So he has the remote control switch for her, and this is the way their relationship is. So it's not just about dancing. It's about the whole total, you know, control. And that's how some people, you know, her being submissive to him with that. Maybe he's beating her, maybe he's not. A lot of times the control is not even when you're putting your hand on a woman. You just express a certain thing, a distaste. There's so many different dynamics. She could be a pleaser and a nice person. He could, like, dislike her but be with her. A lot of men like to capture that elusive woman who he could have met her in a club, liked the way she looks because she was sexy and she was dancing, and he liked the way she danced, but as soon as she got with him, he didn't like it. You know, I overheard a woman on a chocho speaking about Ghanaian men. It doesn't mean all men, but when they see you with the mini skirt, half of your ass hanging out, I'm going to paint it in an extreme case. You know, the titties pushed up, the heavy makeup, the fake hair, the high heels, the shapely, you're sitting down crossing your legs, they can see, they like all of that, and they will run after that. But as soon as they get you and get you home, and you're with them, no, you can't do this no more. You have to be covered. You know what I mean? So, not that a man's going to want his woman out there like that, but why are you attracted to the women who are like that and should have changed them? You see what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. Like, get a woman who is your own as far as what you see. She may not be into dressing like that, but if you're together and it turns you on behind closed doors with her, not like, oh yeah, I like all women like this, and I saw this woman who was wearing this, so I want you. So basically you lusting after other women. Get into her. Get into her. Just look at it and just say, hey, you know, and of course the things you like are influenced by outside stuff in your development, but do it behind closed doors. Let me tell you something. This is why sex between two novices, you don't have to be in your teens or whatever. Maybe you didn't have any experiences until in your 20s or whatever. And both are like that. That could be the best sex. That could be the best stuff because you both don't know what the hell to do. You're experimenting and you're fumbling around. Whatever you do feels real good. And the portals can open between you. You can be whipped. You have blinders. It's like, oh my God, she's the only one who can give me this pleasure. He's the only one who can give me this pleasure. That woman that he meets, like he wants to conquer her and, you know, bring her home, behead her, you know, and turn her into this thing. And then he's not attracted to her no more because he was attracted on a superficial level. You know, it's just superficial. Any woman can throw on gear, sexy gear, what they would say the world is, you know. Sexy to me might be just you walking around in a short T-shirt. You drop something and bend over and look at that. Simplicity, like the person. Deal with the person. Not, well, I like the fishnet stockings where the line goes down the back and it's a specific type of titty bra. Then you got a problem because he learned that somewhere else. And we all develop fetishes now, don't get me wrong. you know, because of our dealings in the outside world. But it was something advanced, and he's after you because of that, and he met you that way, and then he wants to stop all of that, there's something wrong. Because if he stopped all of that, and he met you that way, and somebody else in the outside world has the same gear on or comes off a certain way, he's going to be attracted to them. And it's like they need somebody at home to be dowdy and dressed down, you know, meaning covered and just home, and, well, yeah, I got my woman there, but I can go after this now. The pursuit of the woman on the outside world is not as sweet unless they have a woman inside. That's a lot of men. They got to have that woman at home, you know. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, she's boring. We don't do anything. You're exciting to me. See how it is? It's a cycle. Be real, you know. Get with the one person, right? There's maturity talking, because I was never out there like that. It was just the circumstances for me, which were very unique. I knew myself. And deep down, if I could have had just one, and don't even know, and looking back, if I had that experience and was never disappointed in whoever I was dealing with or whatever, and had that one person, and we blew each other's mind on a simplified level, and we learned the stuff we like with each other, I'd be with one person. That's why I say I take a time machine and go back and meet you, you know, help you heal, take our time, and just get into each other. And just because, see, you know the deal about life. You know the deal about relationships. You're married. You know the deal about sex and everything. But, you know, it's if I could erase everything and go back in time and say, hey, listen, Lance, this is what it is, because you come full circle and you realize it's the person, the simplicity, the commitment, the loyalty, you know, that's what it is. And there's a lot of things that go through a man's head when they're indulging with a woman. I mean, I can speak from experience, and I can speak from talking to a lot of people out there, because I've always been the hood therapist. You know, yo, Lance got a lot of knowledge, man. Go talk to him about the problem. I'm not saying I'm one, but I have no problem expressing certain things. And I'll tell you this, the man, and you may not know it, you may not hear it, but the man who, and I will say on the oral sex level, because one person is doing all the work and the other person is not doing anything. So the person getting it can focus on their feelings or their thoughts. So whenever you have a man who, while he's getting that done to him, and he starts to get vulgar and like disrespectful, and he'll tell you, like, I like to use foul language, whatever, and he starts calling you bitch and suck my dick, bitch, suck my dick, whore, you sucking it good, you're going to swallow every drop, you fucking hoe. You got a problem, because that's the sludge coming up from the bottom. That's stirred up from the bottom. You got a problem, you know. But if a man he's not going to say all these things, right? But whatever's at the bottom is going to come to the top. So if he's, oh God, I love you, sweetheart, you're so loyal. He's not going to say, oh, you have such integrity when he's getting blown. But what I'm saying is that it's loving, it's a different vibe. You don't have any of that negative stuff coming up. You know, it's about you and what you're doing to him, and he receives it with love, and he's just so joyous and so appreciative. Sweetheart, you made me feel so good. I really, you know, I love you regardless, but that just really, that was the icing on the cake, and I really appreciate you, and it's about you, because he's in a relationship with you, and the focus is on you. And you could tell when he's doing you back or when you're making love how he feels for you. It's not some, I'm going to tear this shit up. Oh, damn, whose pussy is this? With all that other foolishness that a lot of men do, and it indicates what they are on the inside. You think this skit that you sent me about, you know, the girls who stopped dancing to, you think their lovemaking is a healthy thing? No. He probably cares less about satisfying her. It's all about him. And maybe she was damaged, you know, when she was younger somehow. It doesn't mean damage lasts forever, but damage where she always took the short in a relationship. Or maybe she saw her mother, like, you know, take a lot of punishment from the father. It doesn't have to be actual physical. It could be emotional, verbal, right? And that's the way. That's normalcy for her, because that's all she saw growing up. And maybe the mother, she saw crying, Mommy, you okay? It's okay. You know, these things happen sometime, and you have to hold things together. Sometimes you have to take things and hold things together. And that's what she absorbs. That's the first teacher. So in her mind, say, okay, this is what you do. So she'll actually go out and seek a man like that, you see. See, this is the other thing. I'm not saying it's the woman's fault when she's a man like that, or with a man like that. But lots of times they know nothing else on the menu. They don't know anything else on the menu, and this is what they go for, you know? They know nothing else on the menu. So it's like, I'm going to choose this man because that's what I'm used to seeing. That's why there are a lot of women out here who are physically abusive. When you're physically abusive, it's all you check off everything on all the other lists. So when you get some type of service online and they say, "Oh, well, do you want the free one? It only has this, and the starter pack has the free stuff plus 3 more, whatever." When you're physically abusive, everything else is not like, oh, he's just physically abusive and he's loving. No, he may act loving in public to fool everybody else. You see what I mean? But some women, I'm not saying they run after them like that, but they don't know anything else, and that's what they're comfortable with in their choice. It's like when you go to a restaurant that is like has a menu that's like off the chain where you don't know what half of this shit is. You look at it like, what the hell is that? But they have hamburgers or a chicken burger. So you know what? I'm gonna go to chicken burger. The people that you're with say, "What? You come to this place like this, and that's what you're gonna get?" But that's all you know. You see what I mean? So I can go on and on with that. Wow, this is a little short one. I should upload this, right? Nah. But anyway, yeah, I like these kind of discussions and things, you know, but very, very controlling. But it's not just as far as dancing, trust me. And the way she got out of there, it's not like he never put hands on her. Maybe he didn't ball up his fist and punch her in the face, but this guy has imposed himself in a way to let her know on a physical level it can go there, and she's scared of that. But I will also tell you something else, and this is another rare breed, and it's not too rare in the black community. There are women who, I hate to say it this way, but there are women who secretly like that. There was this young lady I knew, and I'm always the gentleman. I don't come with that hate stuff and bitch you, but that turns me off if I gotta degrade you that way, right? But I was joking one day, and this didn't last long. A couple months, but it wasn't an exclusive relationship. It was just like you know. And so I was making fun of Jamaicans, and I was talking in a very aggressive Jamaican language, and not language, accent. And so she was like, "Ooh, I like the way that sounds." So I kept going. She said, "No, you're making me wet. I like it wet. Well, I want you to tell me that the next time we do this and the next time we do that." I was like, "Okay, seriously." It was the right thing to me. And then she wanted me to put my hands around her neck like I was choking her, and just choke her a little bit. Now, I know that with the asphyxiation to the point of orgasm, there's some people that have an intensified orgasm. It's just like sometimes when people are either having sex or masturbating, when they get to the point of orgasm, they hold their breath, that's a self form of that asphyxiation. So, you know, she liked all of that stuff. And she's like, "I want you to pull my hair." You know, the pulling her hair is one thing, but she got more aggressive with it because she was physically strong. So she said, "I just want to feel overpowered." And I asked later on, I said, "Because you are physically strong, stronger than most women out here, that you want to feel because you're strong, because any man you were with probably, you know, didn't make you feel, how could I put it? Like, you know, they weren't going to rough you up. You want to feel like, you know, one woman told me, "I want to be punished." Why that choice of words? Or maybe you want to be, you know, because some women, they want to be made love to. And some of those same women, sometimes they just want to be fucked hard. Fuck me hard. Animalistic. Yeah, I can understand that. But when it gets to the point of abuse, you know, and so there's a side to this. Like I said, the girl who stopped dancing, maybe she likes him that way. And there's a little fear. And some women like that. And I have a problem sometimes trying to explain that to people on the show sometimes when I spoke about it. "No, that's not right. I don't like it." Well, you got to figure. We're all wired different. She might like that. That might be what really gets her off. You know? And that's why some women push a man to get angry. And it's not going to be physically abusive, but they get angry and they're like, "Yeah, look at that. He's angry. And he's going to get sex after that." You know, he's angry at her and he's mad not talking. And most men don't refuse head. You know, they ain't going to refuse that. I don't care, you know, from the person they're with. Sometimes they can't refuse it from anybody, male or female. It's a good feeling, but she'll do that to get him going. He's still got the anger in her and him, and that means good sex to her. Like, get angry. I want you to fuck. But every time you get angry, it turns you on. A lot of these guys don't understand that when women are nagging them, they really want it. You know, but they want you angry. They want you losing control, because you losing control in your dialogue with her is almost like you're about to have an orgasm. You know, because you're losing control. You're getting near that point, and they equate that with that. You see what I mean? Man, I should have been talking about this on an upload. But yeah, that's what I feel about that.